Hi, hello. Oh, I check the system first. Oh, hello, hi. Hi everyone. Hello, Molly. Hello, Ollie. Hello. I check my voice first. Oh, seems alright. Okay, then we can start. Oh, good. Good. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome to Insights with Lily Zhang. Today is 16th of October. I'm just back from a very interesting city, a holy city, a holy emperor, holy Roman emperor city, which is Aachen. Have you been to Aachen? I really love the city. So first of all, I'm going to show you Aachen. Aachen is a very nice spa town, but most famous for its one great person, one great emperor, Charlemagne. Well, in German, which is Karl the Gross. Yeah. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to show you, because many friends ask me, I've done that program in Chinese, and my English-speaking friends just ask, well, we love your video, but we have no idea what you're talking about. So I'm going to show that video in English first, because it's more interesting, and then I'm going to talk about, yes, I'm back from Aachen, and Aachen is one of the hotspot of now Europe facing second wave of coronavirus, the pandemic. But I think Germany is taking it carefully. Is there going to be second lockdown? So after the video, I'm going to talk about that. Also, we have some good news about coronavirus vaccine from Germany. Okay, so first of all, I'll show you my videos. That's quite exciting. Okay, I share my screen with you. Be with me. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, this one. Okay, that's this one. Aachen.
嗨，现在我就在阿罕的古城的市中心的广场。我背后的这个就是阿罕的 Rathaus， 也就是它市政厅。但是呢，你看它是原来就是一个古城堡的样子，其实就是查理曼大帝的原来在8世纪的他的 residential palace， 就是他的宫殿。现在我的后面就是有名的阿罕大教堂。待会儿我会带大家进到教堂里面去，参观查理曼大帝最有名的皇帝宝座。然后呢，那里也是查理曼大帝他埋葬自己的地方。现在我们先到阿罕的古色古香的、充满中世纪味道的市中心、老城中心走一走，感受一下当年。
Medieval city, because
this is Aachen's 中世纪时期的古城
town center. Medieval time, this is a market place. It's quite famous, actually. I quite like European medieval cities, especially in Germany. You can always see they always have a traditional marketplace in the city square Platz. Most of the time in front of the town hall. Yeah, they have many food stores and flower stores, and you can buy cheese and fresh fruits and vegetables. This is walking on Aachen's medieval streets. even in biscuits store. Aachen is actually has settlement from Roman period. Initially, Romans settled here like 2,000 years ago because they've got very good spring and it's got healing power of Aachen spring water. This is a famous Aachener Printen, the biscuit, like a gingerbread biscuit. You have to try this when you are in Aachen. It's everywhere. It's kind of very sweet with spice flavors. I quite like that. Yeah, it's got chocolate, nuts, all sorts of. Aachener Printen. Yeah, this is a very famous statue from medieval time. Aachen's water has got healing power. They have it is carton just nearby this. It's got the water temperature is about 52 degrees naturally. So Aachen's water is very famous. Famous spa town in Germany. Aachen Cathedral. Aachen Cathedral was founded by Charlemagne and was built in 796 AD. Pretty much the oldest cathedral in Europe. Typical medieval period building, Gothic style. This is front door, courtyard of the cathedral. I love medieval buildings. It's just it's a little model of the cathedral. It's a combination of Carolingian and Romanesque style, and also some Gothic style and Altunian style too. So it's a combination of three styles. Inside the cathedral. Barbarossa chandelier. It's got a couple hundred years of history, 27 meters. This is a famous Palatine chapel. And Charlemagne's remain, and Charlemagne most famous one is Charlemagne's shrine. Carl's shrine is in the golden shrine behind. Typical Carolingian and Romanesque style. In Christianity, eagle has a special meaning. It's the closest to heaven, and they can steer directly into the sun. So eagle is some kind of sacred bird. Gothic style. The choir was built in later, like medieval time, about 1300 AD. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, I have to wear masks. I can feel the atmosphere. Basically, I'm just following Charlemagne's steps. He's the father of Europe. Wow, this is a famous cast shrine, golden shrine. It contains Charlemagne's remains since 814. Charlemagne was very tall, it's about 190 meters. In medieval time, he's very tall. The carvings, Christianity, like Christ's birth and resurrection. Feel so close to Charlemagne. "1,200 years has been here. Sacred eagle again. That's like these symbols everywhere for Holy Roman Emperor and the German federal government as well. This is the golden, actually it's quite a lot. Whoa! Most famous Charlemagne's throne, built by marbles. Looks quite modest, but has quite a lot of symbolic meanings. The marbles is from Jerusalem, and this throne basically is copying the throne of Solomon in Jerusalem. Basically, Charlemagne's dream was to build a Christian kingdom. The throne is facing east. 6 steps, because Solomon's throne had 6 steps to the 4 corners symbolize air, water, fire, and earth. This is from the treasury, Charlemagne's golden bust. It's been there more than 800 years. This is Charlemagne. The book cover for Bible. Wow, look at that. Marvelous. This is a very famous book cover. I think Charlemagne used this book as ivory book cover. Well, okay. How do we go back to there? I hope you like my video. Yes, I think I've learned quite a lot from just by visiting Aachen. Charlemagne, basically, he's, like I said, he's a very important figure in European history. He's the father of Europe, and he united Western and Central Europe after Roman Emperor, especially Western Roman collapse. And because people were always talking about Dark Age, medieval time as Dark Age, I think that's a mistake. Basically, Charlemagne's time, he had a dream of, he basically reunited Western Europe, and his dream, he built up, actually he started do you know there are three Renaissance before the Italian Renaissance. Charlemagne started the first one, and second one is actually the first Renaissance was in 8th and 9th century, and 10th century that's Ottonian Renaissance, and 12th century that's another Renaissance. So it's a high medieval time. So I disagree. I think medieval time is not Dark Age. Basically, that's the combination of promoting Christianity. Charlemagne is the great emperor who promoted Christianity. Actually, he used lots of wars and forces. Of course, killed some Saxons, but he promoted Christianity and defeated Muslims' Islamic advance in Europe. Also, he established Western and Central Europe, but after that, after Charlemagne, also the Renaissance in Charlemagne's time, basically he promoted law and order, also most importantly, education. He started, actually, do you know, Charlemagne invented the lower case of Latin and German language. So that's quite, I think he's so focused on education. Compare with the 15th and 16th century Renaissance in Italy, Charlemagne's Renaissance is a smaller scale, more limited to clergy and Charlemagne's court on a higher level. But I think you can't just require too much from great emperor. Most importantly, I think he promoted Christianity. Without Charlemagne, I doubt there will be Christianity in Western Europe. Also, he established, because Germanic tribes used to be three major tribes: Franks, Saxons, and Anglos. So he basically promoted Christianity around all those Germanic tribes. Without Charlemagne, I think Western Europe and Northern Europe will be probably being occupied by Arabs and Muslims. So, and also because of his promotion to Christianity, caused later the Crusader against going to those Muslims and Islamic advance. So Charlemagne's very important, and after his death, Charlemagne's grandsons, they basically had wars and separate Charlemagne's kingdom into three parts. The western part become nowadays France and Belgium, and the western part became Holy Roman Emperor, which is kind of later days Germany. And center part was Central Middle Kingdom become countries like those lowland countries like Netherlands, Belgium, Switzerland, Luxembourg. So from, I think, Charlemagne's time, European countries had its initial forms. That's why I think that's very interesting to visit Aachen. I absolutely love it and learn so much, and I can feel I didn't show you today. I've been to the town hall, which is where Charlemagne's coronation happened, basically in Aachen. There were 31 German kings and 12 queens being coronated in Aachen. Basically, Aachen was an imperial city for a long time. So if you have time to visit Aachen, I strongly recommend it. And also it's it's a border city of three countries, Germany, Netherlands, and Belgium. That's very interesting. Great place to visit. Highly recommend it. Okay, that's my travel. I hope you like it. Now I'm going to talk about some not so good news. That's yes, you probably already heard on the news. In Europe, we are facing the second wave. I can show you probably some charts about Germany. Yeah. So okay, and yeah, Europe now is kind of facing second wave of coronavirus. We've heard in France they started curfew. 9 French cities started curfew in Paris, Marseille, and Lyon. Some major cities. So that's not good. Basically, from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. next day, French people can't go out. So restaurants and bars can't open. That's not very good. And other European countries, they have seen dramatic increase in cases. Basically, almost record daily cases. In Germany, the same. We can see this is a chart for Germany, and in March, in Germany, they had the daily cases, the highest, about 6,294, 28th of March. And 15th of October, which is yesterday, today I think it's higher, about 7,000 something cases. Yesterday, Germany reaching 6,638. So the highest daily cases, well, today is even higher. Since the coronavirus pandemic started. From this chart, we can see June, July, August, summer month. That's well under control. And because that's the holiday time, also summertime. And now, started in September, we see the cases just increase every day, and first week into October, or second week into October, we've seen cases up to here. Well, it is a second wave. Well, that's not very good. Yes, looks like Europe's facing second wave. Actually, I've heard in China, although they don't report how many cases they have, but in Chinese cities, especially Qingdao and Shandong province, they have more cases. Because for China, they are for a long time they have 0 cases. So I think I heard from Australia, they get into their spring and summertime, they have less cases, but Melbourne hasn't been out of the lockdown yet. But I think North Hemisphere, we're heading into autumn and winter. Winter is German. Oh my god, I just sometimes get the 2 words confused now. Okay, we're heading into winter time. Basically, that's why we are probably heading into second wave. But Germans being quite German, I think their attitude is probably slightly less panic than in March. The second wave also, you gotta look at the data scientifically, because second wave you can see the daily numbers are very high. I already showed you the chart. Looks like the second wave, but actually the death rate and critically ill rate is quite low. In March, in Germany, they have when daily infection rate is around 4,000, 5,000, even 6,000. The death rate number about 150 each day, so that's quite high. But now, with daily infection rate reaching 6,000, 7,000, the daily death rate is only single digit. And critically ill people are much less than before. So although we see lots of cases, but scientists already concluded because couple of factors. Number one, that's we do quite a lot of testing. Nowadays, the testing capacity is 3 times than in March. Let's say in March, they can test 400,000 people per day. Now they can test 1.2 million people a day. So more test results higher confirmed cases. But doesn't mean that it's because it's just mean in March we probably have much less people being tested. That's why the number is lower. Also, this time the fatality, the death rate is much lower. It's about 0.1%. So that's quite low. And third, more and more young people get infected. Of course, because in summertime, younger people having holidays, having parties. And most of the major reason caused by this spread is by people partying, people drinking too much alcohol. So the second wave looks like maybe higher numbers, but less critically ill and less death rate. Also, some scientists are arguing because the threshold we're talking about is when a city or area reaching 50 people in 50 cases average in 7-day average. So every 100,000 population reaching 50 people infected, and the capacity of the country's medical system is strained, and they've lost the contact tracing capacity. That's why they say this number 50 in every 100,000, that's a threshold number. But compared with in March, these days we have more experience about this pandemic, about this disease, and have better control. Also the medical system. In Germany is coping quite well. It's only 3% of Germans' hospitals' ICU units being occupied. But in France, more than 50% of ICU units being occupied. So it depends on each country. But those countries in Scandinavia, they're dealing quite well. I think Sweden doing very well. They didn't have much lockdown. And well, at the beginning, they have quite high death rate, about 10%, but now they're coping very well. It seems they don't have the Sweden, Denmark, Norway. They didn't have the second wave, and they didn't have any lockdown. So especially Sweden. So Sweden had a very good control and coping with this and living with this pandemic. So they give us. That's why Germany is just discussing, the government and the governors of each state. They are discussing should or should not have lockdown, because economically the damage probably much higher than the pandemic. Because German economy, I talked about that before, has just started V-shaped recovering, and even automobile industry like Daimler's shares being up like 0.9% today. This week. Yeah, so German car makers actually started recovering, and also other luxury brand like Louis Vuitton and Burberry, they started actually going quite well. That means the market just started recovering. The economy just started recovering. So basically, I think the very fragile recovery can't afford second time lockdown. I think the market react quite rationally because at the beginning for last 3 weeks, share market has been down a lot because the fear about second wave. Because they probably before thinking the lockdown will be temporary, but now it looks like it's going to be second wave, third wave. From historically, pandemic never finish in 1 year. They always have second wave, third wave. Lasts for a couple of years, even 10 years. I remember in Roman time they had a couple of pandemic lasts for more than 10 years. So I think fundamentally we have to living with the pandemic and using rational and scientific data, analyze data scientifically to work out a strategy. That's why German government, I think they try their best to not knock down the economy. Looks like the pandemic, even the coronavirus now, probably more like a large scale or bigger or gigantic flu. Not really so serious. At least so far, the second wave looks like that. So I'm not going to panic for the moment, but and also yes, just some good news from German biotech company. I mean, located in Mainz, just very close to where I live. Yeah, and called BioNTech. They partnering with Pfizer, and their vaccine, the coronavirus vaccine, already in phase 3 clinical trial, and they just waiting for the last stage approval for regulatory approval. So they started buying large facilities in Marburg in Germany. If they already started roll out production. So if that's successful, we probably will see the largest vaccine manufacturing in Germany very soon. So that's why there's some good news, and ideally if the clinical trial is so far, actually their stage 3 clinical trial was quite successful, not too much side effects, and proved quite safe. So if everything is okay, if they already started the European EMA regulatory, the final stage of that, waiting for the approval of EMA. So if that passed, we might see, that's why German medical or health minister already announced, we might get first dose of vaccine in wintertime. In this wintertime, they plan to roll out like 100 million doses of vaccine. So if it's doing well, no drama, we might get first vaccine doses in this winter, and next year they probably will have 250 million of doses worldwide in the United States and in Europe. And they plan to manufacturing like 750 million of doses of vaccine each year. So yes, we are heading into second wave of the pandemic. But the good news is the second wave probably is not as lethal as first wave, and the best way we probably got to learn how to live with the coronavirus. And also we can see hope. We might have the virus probably getting milder, and many people will just suffer no symptoms or very mild symptoms. Also, we have vaccine on the horizon, and we might get, but I probably will not be the first one to get the doses of vaccine. I'll wait for everything is safe. I actually absolutely believe, I trust my immune system. Well, fundamentally, vaccine is just like a little infection. It's still up to your immune system, just boosting up your immune system. So that's why there's some good news and bad news. So yes, we are heading into winter time. Things could get tough, but yes, we have hope. Okay, that's the program today. I hope you enjoy my trip to Aachen. And yes, if you're in Europe, I wish you the best. Take care of yourself. If you're in Australia, I hope you can come out of the lockdown as soon as possible, especially Melbourne. And I hope we could have a very normal Christmas. Okay. Thank you very, very much. I see you next time. Bye-bye.